Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's Mastermind Mastery Meeting. I'm Coach AD, and I'm truly excited to be a facilitator for this powerful session. Today, we are embarking on a transformative journey as we delve into the greatness blueprint. One of the things I'm working on right now is we have materials for new people, but one of the things I want to do is a quick curriculum for people who've been around for a while. People who've been here and maybe their minds are not where they need to be. People who are like, what am I missing? So that curriculum is what I have termed the greatness blueprint. And what I want to cover this morning in the greatness blueprint. And by the way, this is for brand new people in this business, and this is for people who aren't even in the business. This is for anybody listening to the sound of my voice. Anyway, today we're going to go into something I have titled Breaking the Generational Curse of Fear. Fear is a paralyzing force that has held the majority of humanity back from reaching its full potential. It's literally an issue that has haunted generations. But in this session, we are laying the foundation for breaking free from its grip. So in this session, we will expose, we will identify, and we will confront fear head-on and explore the keys to unlocking our greatness. So now, there are different types of fear that hold us back from our destiny. Everybody's fear is different. Everybody does not have the same fear. So what I want you to do, and this is in no particular order, by the way, this is literally just me just doing my research, putting my life experiences down and so on and so forth. But I have identified a few types of fear. And obviously, if you have any fear you're struggling with, you'll know what your fear is. So the first fear is the fear of the past. The fear of the past is a psychological phenomenon that makes individuals experience where the memory of past failures, mistakes, or negative experiences becomes a significant source of anxiety and trepidation about the future. It is a fear deeply rooted in the history of your life, often originating from maybe traumatic events, maybe disappointments, or perceived shortcomings that have left emotional scars. This fear can have a profound impact on a person's mental and emotional well-being, hindering their progress, hindering their growth, and hindering their ability to reach their full potential. Now, how does the fear of the past manifest itself? Very good question. One, it creates limiting beliefs. Individuals may develop limiting beliefs about their abilities and worth based on past failures. They might convince themselves that they are not capable of success or unworthy of achieving their goals due to past experiences. Two, avoidance. Fear of the past can lead people to avoid taking risks or trying new things. They fear repeating past mistakes, so they stay in their comfort zones, reluctant to step out and explore new opportunities. Three, self-sabotage. The fear of the past can subconsciously drive individuals to self-sabotage their own efforts towards success. They may unconsciously undermine their progress to avoid potential disappointment or failure. Or failure, not of failure. So, lack of confidence. The fear of the past can erode self-confidence and self-esteem. People may constantly doubt their abilities and hesitate to take on challenges because they fear falling short once again. Another manifestation of the fear of the past is the inability to forgive. Past mistakes or regrets may cause individuals to do what? To hold on to guilt, to hold on to shame, to hold on to resentment. The inability to forgive themselves or others for past actions can exacerbate the fear and create a cycle of negative emotions. But other than the fear of the past, there's also fear of the present. This is also known as indecision. It is a common human experience that arises from the unpredictability and ambiguity of the current moment. It is the fear of what lies ahead, the fear of not having full control over the circumstances, and the anxiety about potential negative outcomes in the present situation. This fear can lead to emotional discomfort and unease, hindering an individual's ability to navigate through various aspects of life. Now, what are some characteristics and manifestations of the fear of the present? Well, one, anxiety and worry. Individuals experiencing this fear often feel anxious and worry excessively about what might happen in the present situation. They may be preoccupied with potential negative scenarios. And this causes them to be mentally and emotionally drained. What else? They have analysis paralysis, decision paralysis. Fear of the present can lead people to indecisiveness and the inability to make choices. Individuals may fear making the wrong decision, so they procrastinate or avoid taking action altogether. What else? They seek constant reassurance. Those with the fear of the present seek constant reassurance from others to alleviate their anxiety. They rely on external validation and opinions to make decisions, which can lead to a lack of self-confidence. For some people, fear of the present has physical symptoms, such as restlessness. Your heart starts beating faster, you start sweating, you start trembling, you feel nauseous. I have seen all these things happen in people. Why? I don't know. It just happens. Another manifestation of the fear of the present is resistance to change. Fear of the unknown can cause individuals to resist change and cling to familiar routines or situations, even if they are not fulfilling or beneficial to them. What else? Catastrophizing. This fear can lead to catastrophizing, where people imagine worst-case scenarios that are unlikely to happen. Great example is with prospecting, fear of the present. You're seeing someone, you know the person is the right person you need to talk to, but you're like, oh my God, you start trembling, you start sweating, you start being afraid, and you're like, I can't talk to this person because he's going to kill me. I mean, I don't know, I'm just saying. But that's catastrophizing in a nutshell. This negative thinking magnifies the fear and the distress. Another fear, and this is kind of tied into the fear of the past and the fear of the present, is the fear of the future. The fear of the future is also known as the fear of the unknown or the fear of what lies ahead. And like everything else, it's a common human emotion. It involves being anxious or worried about potential outcomes or events that have not yet occurred. And of course, this can encompass a wide range of concerns, including fear of failure, fear of financial difficulties, fear of health issues, fear of injury, fear of relationship problems, and so on and so forth. It is characterized by the anticipation of negative or unfavorable scenarios that may happen to the person hours, weeks, days, years ahead. Some of the key aspects and manifestations of the fear of the future include what? Anxiety and stress. Individuals experiencing fear of the future often feel anxious and stressed about the uncertainties that lie ahead. The fear of the unknown can trigger a constant state of worry and unease, overthinking and catastrophizing. People with this fear tend to engage in overthinking and catastrophizing about potential negative outcomes. They might exaggerate the severity of future events, leading to increased distress. What else? Decision avoidance. Fear of the future can lead to reluctance to make important decisions or take risks, as individuals may fear making the wrong choices and facing adverse consequences. Negative impact on present actions. Excessive fear of the future can affect a person's ability to focus on the present moment and make the most of current opportunities. Health concerns. Persistent worry about the future can lead to physical health issues such as sleep disturbances, headaches, and digestive problems. Fear of failure. Again, you have fear of the future, you might have a fear of failure tied into it. Individuals may fear failure and the potential negative consequences it can bring. This fear can prevent them from pursuing their goals and dreams. Fear of financial difficulties, worries about financial stability, things going the right way, economic uncertainties can also contribute to fear of the future. Fear of health issues, fear of loss. These are all things that happen when you have a fear of the future. You are literally, when I was younger, I used to read a comic book. It was called The Adventures of Asterix. It's from France. It was translated into English. I don't read French, but the bottom line is one of the guy next to, I don't even remember, but the bottom line is these guys were Gauls and they were fearless in every way. The only thing they were really afraid of was the sky falling on their heads. The sky falling on their heads. fear of the future. They were afraid to do certain things because they were afraid the sky may fall on their heads. But now let's get back to fears that many of us experience. One of the biggest fears holding people back, in my opinion, in life, one of the biggest fears holding people back is the fear of people. The fear of people, also known as people pleasing, is a psychological and emotional fear of seeking approval, validation, or acceptance from others. It is a fear that stems from the desire to be liked, accepted, and valued by others, often at the expense of staying true to your own values, beliefs, and your mission and your destiny. This fear, in my opinion, has held more people back than anything. And what are the key aspects and manifestations of the fear of people? Approval-seeking behavior. Individuals with a fear of people may engage in behaviors aimed at seeking approval and avoiding disapproval or criticism from others. They may say yes to things that they don't want to do or compromise their principles to gain acceptance. Fear of rejection. The fear of being rejected or disliked by others can lead to anxiety and stress in social situations. People with this fear may avoid expressing their opinions or asserting themselves and going after their destiny to prevent their potential rejection. Why? Because they're letting people have power over them. Low self-esteem. Fear of people is often associated with low self-esteem and lack of self-confidence. People may believe that their self-worth is determined by the opinions of others, leading to a constant need for external validation. I know what to do. I know how to do it, but if I do it, my friends are going to laugh at me, so I'm not going to do it. Low self-esteem. Conflict avoidance. Individuals may avoid confrontation or disagreement to maintain harmony and avoid potential disapproval or conflict with others. Our emphasis on others' opinions. Fear of people can result in an excessive focus on others' opinions and perceptions, leading to neglecting one's own intuition and inner guidance. What else? When you have a fear of people, you have difficulty making decisions. Why? Because people with this fear may find it challenging to make decisions independently, relying heavily on others' opinions to guide their choices. Lack of assertiveness. Difficulty asserting one's needs, boundaries, and desires can be a consequence of the fear of men. This can lead to passive behavior and a feeling of being controlled by others' expectations. And of course, one of the worst things about people who suffer from the fear of people is reluctance to pursue your destiny. The fear of people can deter individuals from pursuing their own destiny or purpose for their lives if it conflicts with societal expectations or the opinions of others. Now, obviously, if your destiny is to go kill and steal and all that, yes, please listen to what people say, don't do it. But I'm talking of people who are going after the right things. Another fear, fear of controversy. A lot of people's destiny is held back because of the fear of controversy. It is the fear of facing opposition, fear of facing criticism, fear of facing judgment from others due to actions or decisions made based on a vision or desire that the person has internally. You might see that, listen, my family has been suffering for generations. My grandfather, my great-grandfather, whom I didn't know was not my grandfather, I'm saying for people, was poor, didn't amount to anything. My father is in jail, not my father, I'm speaking in this thing. My father is in jail, didn't amount to anything. My mother ain't anything, but I have a vision for myself. But I dare not say it because everybody in my family and all my friends, they don't think I can accomplish it. I'll be controversial if I pursue that goal. So people stop and don't go after their destiny because they don't want to be misunderstood, labeled negatively, or face social consequences from their circle of people because of the perceived controversial nature of their beliefs. For example, in this business, what? You're in the business of selling life insurance? People are like, well, I mean, I know life insurance is the biggest generator of intergenerational wealth in this country. It's definitely needed and everybody should have it. But this person who is broke made fun of me. So I don't want to do it anymore. It's not for me. So people who experience this fear may find it challenging to step out and act on their convictions or follow their own destiny, follow their goals and dreams, especially when they anticipate backlash or opposition. Now, what are some of the key aspects and manifestations of fear of controversy? Fear of misunderstanding. Individuals may fear that others will misinterpret their intentions, leading to negative perceptions or assumptions about their actions. Wow, this person's going to think I just, whatever. Avoiding bold steps. When you have a fear of controversy, it leads to a hesitancy or reluctance in taking bold steps or making decisions that go against the norm or challenge the status quo of your life. Concern about criticism. Fear of criticism and negative feedback from others can deter individuals from speaking out or pursuing a path that might be seen as unconventional or controversial. Desire for approval. The fear of controversy may be driven by a strong desire for approval and acceptance from others, leading to conformity and reluctance to stand out. Self-doubt and second guessing. Fear of controversy may cause individuals to second guess their convictions and visions, leading to self-doubt and internal conflict. Remember, please remember this. Standing for your convictions and following your goals and dreams may not always be easy, but it is essential for fulfilling your purpose and walking in the path that you know your destiny has put you on. So with faith and courage, you can overcome the fear and controversy and boldly step into your destiny. Telling you this, facts. All right, fear of not finishing well. That is yet another fear. And this is common with people who are already having some success. This fear can be particularly prevalent with those who have, like I said, have achieved something and they're worried about maintaining their reputation, maintaining their legacy, and maintaining their impact. And in that fear, people have legacy concerns, people have a fear of irrelevance, and these are fears. I'm not saying that everybody doesn't act based on fears. I'm just saying these are fears people have. When people are very successful, they may become worried about their legacy. They may worry about how they will be remembered. They may be worried about their becoming irrelevant. They may, it's like, especially like in the entertainment industry. A lot of the reason a lot of entertainers turn to drugs, for example, is because one day you're riding high, you have the #1 song in the country, everybody is like jumping over themselves to be around you, and next thing you are forgotten and you don't know what to do. So now your fear of irrelevance has manifested itself, and now you've become addicted to drugs and alcohol and so on and so forth. So again, fear of irrelevance is very real. Another fear in that is maintaining success. There may be a constant pressure to maintain the level of success that people have achieved, and so on and so forth. Another fear, and this is usually with older people, it's the fear of death. And there's a Greek word for that, and that word is thanatophobia. The fear of death is a common fear experienced by many. It refers to the fear of mortality and the unknown aspect of what happens after death. This creates anxiety and distress in some individuals. I have met people in this business, for example, who are like, I don't want to do anything. I'm going to die soon. What? Yeah, I'm old. I'm too old for this. I know I'll be going home soon. But you're 60. Yeah, I know, but nobody in my family lives beyond 65. And yet these people are still around today, 20 years later. So it happens. So, key aspects of the fear of, fear of death, mortality, anxiety, fear of the unknown, avoidance behaviors, and so on and so forth. Another major fear that holds people back is the fear of limitation, also known as a Greek word. Many fears have Greek words. The Greeks were very, very prominent when it comes to words we use in the English language. And the fear of limitation is known as atelophobia. It is the fear of not reaching your full potential or being limited in what you can achieve. It is a common fear experienced by individuals who have ambitious goals and aspirations, but are plagued by self-doubt and anxiety about their capabilities. This fear can be paralyzing, hindering personal growth and success. Understanding and addressing this fear is crucial for individuals to unlock their true potential and achieve their goals. And what are some of the key aspects of the fear of limitation? Self-doubt, comparison with others, fear of failure, negative self-talk. Individuals may engage in negative self-talk consistently, undermining their abilities and reinforcing the belief that they are limited in what they can achieve. Perfectionism. The fear of limitation can be associated with perfectionism as individuals strive for flawlessness, fearing that any imperfection will confirm their limitations. Another issue with people who have this fear is imposter syndrome. Some individuals experience imposter syndrome, believing they are undeserving of their achievements and fearing exposure as frauds. Another fear is the fear of advancing. This too has this has two Greek words. And these Greek words, one is easy, one is tachophobia, but the other one, and this is the real word, the other word is kakoraphiophobia. Let me say that again. Fear of advancing is known as kakoraphiophobia. The fear of stepping outside of one's comfort zone and advancing towards your destiny or purpose. Again, a psychological condition that can be quite limiting, hinders your personal growth, and prevents people from fully realizing their potential. This fear arises due to a deep-seated sense of insecurity, uncertainty, or simply a fear of failure associated with taking new steps in life. When this is the fear you have, you are stuck in your comfort zone. You have an immense fear of the unknown. You have tremendous self-doubt. You avoid challenges. You have negative anticipation. You are, you want perfection, but that perfection isn't because you want to be perfect, but it's because you think that people have extremely high standards, and they don't. Most people are average and ordinary. What else? Social anxiety and self-sabotage. Some individuals who have this fear may unconsciously engage in self-sabotaging behaviors to avoid advancing and taking risks. I see it every day in this business. People who could be ring wearers, people who could be RVPs, people who could be legends. They are afraid of advancing. They're afraid of getting to the next level. So they do what? They do nothing. Another fear is the fear of change. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Like everything else, this also has a Greek word. The fear of change is known as metathesiophobia. Let me say that again. Metathesiophobia, the fear of resisting or dreading the changes that come with stepping into a new season of life. We covered the seasons of life yesterday. People are afraid to move from one to the other. It happens. But change is an inevitable part of life, and while some people adapt to it easily, others unfortunately experience anxiety, stress, or fear when faced with the prospect of leaving their familiar routines, environments, or roles behind. This fear can significantly hinder personal growth, spiritual development, and the fulfillment of one's potential. And spiritual development is important, guys, because again, you need to be able to communicate with your maker. I have my faith. I communicate with my maker all the time, all day, every day. Some people communicate with the universe. Whatever works for you, you have to develop spiritually, in my opinion. Some of the key aspects here are comfort and familiarity. Doing the same routine that gets people nowhere. Some people love doing it. Resistance to new opportunities, fear of the unknown, loss of control, and so on and so forth. Another fear, another aspect of this fear is literally nostalgia for the past. And I know this might sound crazy, like who will be nostalgic for the past? But the truth is, there are people who are nostalgic for the past. They may idealize the past and they say, I used to be everything. And you've run into some of them. There are people, for example, that you run into, and the only thing they can talk about is how they accomplished things back in high school. You're talking of 40-year-old, 30-year-old, 50-year-old people. And their biggest accomplishment is how they were the star quarterback when they were in high school, or how she was the homecoming queen in high school. There are people like that. These people have manifested the fear of advancing to the highest level. So you have to understand, life is about seasons changing. If you're going through life, your seasons are going to change. We covered that yesterday, so I'm not going to go into the seasons today, but you have to understand that you have to advance. And you have to understand that part of advancing is you coming out of your comfort zone and going into the unknown. When you have that self-doubt, when you have that negative anticipation, you have to perish it. You have to get rid of it because it's not going to help you. So anyway, those are some of the fears that I was able to think of that I think everybody is unfortunately susceptible to. Now, what we're going to do, now that we understand, what fear is, in the second part of this Mastermind Mastery Meeting, we are going to discuss how to overcome fear. And guys, and ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, the truth is fear. Nobody is born with fear. Fear is something we acquire. Fear is something we acquire somewhere, somehow. We acquire fear. If you look at children, children are usually fearless. A child can see a lion and crawl towards the lion. The lion has to scare the child by roaring. But if the lion doesn't roar, if the lion is just docile, the child will crawl up to the lion and play with the lion. So the lion has to instill fear in the child. Unfortunately, for some people, that fear becomes very, very, very real. Everything in their lives becomes fear-driven. But again, like I said, there is a way to overcome that. There is a way to overcome that fear, and there is a way for you to step into your destiny. There is a way for you to, for lack of a better term, dare to dare destiny. Why? Because fear will make you think that your destiny is to be average and ordinary. Fear will make you think that your destiny is to be like everybody else out there, maybe a little bit better. Fear will make you think that you can't be anything beyond the station you currently are in, and so on and so forth. But the truth is, you can overcome that. You can get to the next level and the level after. And like I said, in the next session, we are going to go over how to accomplish that. So I'm Coach AD. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching this online, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're part of the team. I do all this for you. I enjoy it. I love it. And hopefully, my role as what I hope is your destiny helper, and I use this word all the time, is going to manifest itself in your life, and we'll all enjoy a higher quality of living. We'll all enjoy the next level that, this opportunity provides for us. But again, for those of you who are joining us online, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. God bless America. God bless Team Alpha. And most importantly, God bless you. Thank you so much.